Look, it is poison! He must have an iron stomach or something, an iron liver.
I heard a scream and an incantation, and then when I entered the room, the victim was already shiny.
Wait.
Hold it!
Hold it. And, what is all this about exactly?
What do you mean, Blue Squire?
Your gaudy, colorful outfit. I mean, your attire was different last time. A little more modest. Like, yesterday.
The Amir you knew back then is no more.
It was only like 2 days ago. No, not even that.
I am a new man now, reborn into the high echelons of society. Let me just drink this poison.
What's he drinking? There's a skull and crossbones mark on that bottle. That's what I've been pointing out for how long?
Enough idle chatter. The witness heard a scream and an incantation. Is that correct? That's right! It's just like what you said earlier, Inquisitor Barnum. It was the spell Goldor, and it was without the doubt the voice of the accused that said it. However, it's rather peculiar. When I saw the accused and the victim together last time, they seemed to be on friendly terms. The witness will dispel your doubts, my lord.
Mayhaps something caused discord between erstwhile friends. Mr. Silkhat had a knife ready in his hand.
Hold it! Are you saying you think they quarreled?
The other day I saw you all together in this very courtroom, and you were evidently friends.
Well, yeah, that's true. But what's that got to do with...
Now, everyone, listen carefully as I point my little pointer here at you all. No chatting in the back row! What I say now will be in the next exam. Miss Primstone's lesson number 5. Friendship leads to nothing but trouble.
Something tells me this is going to be very optimistic.
People would not break up and part their ways in anger if they did not become friends in the first place.
Yes, very optimistic. The kids in her class must grow up to be model citizens. Quote, unquote.
Oh, dearie, dearie me. What I saw in that room curdled the blood in my veins. Mr. Silkhat was pointing that glittering knife ever so threateningly.
Wait. Luke? Hang on. Is everything okay, Luke?
No, of course it's not okay. The professor was a true gentleman. And no gentleman would go around threatening people with knives.
I couldn't agree more, actually.
Silly boy! I saw your professor pointing a knife. Are you insinuating that I am a liar? You cheeky little whippersnapper!
Are you related to an old bag?
The professor would never do that! You don't know him!
At least Luke's found someone else to antagonize.
Mr. Wright?
What is it?
I think there was something important, some important information in Miss Primstone's testimony.
I think so too, actually. But, really?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my place to say things like that.
No, you're the assistant. Feel free to give some little info, tidbits now and then. I didn't notice anything. What could that be? I thought I noticed it, like, how long ago? What was Espela about to say? Speak out! Espela, why don't you tell us all what you've noticed?
Oh, is that okay? It's just something I'd like to ask Miss Primstone about.
Well, just go ahead and ask her.
Excuse me, Miss Primstone? Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Oh, it's you, Miss Espela Cantabella.
Miss Primstone, did you actually see the knife that Mr. Layton was holding?
I did! As a matter of fact, yes! I remember that glinting blade very well. A most frightening sight. It was, too.
And you saw that from the door, didn't you? Now, if we look at the sketch... When the incident took place, Mr. Layton must have been facing this way, correct?
That must have been the case. Otherwise, the witness would not have been able to see it.
Well, that's all I wanted to ask. The more information we have, the better, right?
That actually is very good information. The direction the professor was facing, that could be important. This information shall be added to the court record.
I'm sorry I just jumped in like that, but I really wanted to help.
Not at all, Espela. We were able to get some info, which may just come in handy.
You think so?
Now then, the next witness shall continue with the testimony. No! Shut up! Okay, I'm not even gonna sing that again. Victim of magic, sparkly and done for, I heard the staff fall on the floor. Hold it. Wait a second. Would you mind describing what you saw without singing about it? Seriously. As you wish, my musically impaired friend. Shut up! We can't understand a word you say when you're singing. I mean, that's why whenever you hear some songs people sing, if you listen to the words closely without singing them, they can kind of sound rather... yeah, these days. Anyways! Simply put, when I entered the room, the victim was worth his weight in gold, for obvious reasons. He tipped over and fell heavily on the floor. The room became eerily silent. And then I heard the scepter tumbling across the floor. Wait, what's going on here? Hang on!
May I ask you something, Miss Primstone?
Dearie, dearie me! Oh, dearie, dearie me! My dear, do not frighten me so! I feel like a schoolgirl caught napping during class.
What? Miss Primstone, did you see the witch's scepter at the crime scene?
Well, about that, I must confess, I do not clearly recall.
You don't remember? Wait, what?
When I went into the room, the golden man fell down and made quite the ruckus. That is why I did not notice the scepter being dropped.
So you didn't see it after all. You didn't see the scepter being dropped, but you saw the knife. What?
But I am certain the witch girl had it. She must have been hiding it behind her back. Yes!
Objection! Please don't assume Maya is a witch just because she's been accused. Miss Primstone is certainly quick to make assumptions. Hey! Don't dot me off! I see. Now we would like to hear the next witness's testimony. This next witness is a bit problematic.
The professor must have seen through Miss Maya's deception and confronted her right there, face to face.
You're not being a very gentlemanly apprentice there, Luke. Hold it! Luke, open your eyes, man! Maya isn't a witch! Hey, don't you dot me off either!
Ever since we came to this town, lots of unbelievable things have happened. And that's why, from now on, I'll only believe what I see with my own eyes! Luke, when I went to that room, the only people I saw were the professor and Maya! The professor had been turned to gold, and Maya dropped that scepter! That's not true! What?
Maya,
I didn't have any scepter, and we weren't the only ones in that...
Silence! The accused has no right to speak! Be silent, or you will face punishment! We can end this trial immediately, should you decide you feel talkative again.
I'm sorry.
Well, Luke, is that really the truth?
Huh?
Did you really see the scepter? Playing the Fifth Amendment, are you?
I don't know. When the professor turned to gold and collapsed right in front of me, everything seemed to fade to black. And then, I could have sworn I at least heard Maya drop that scepter!
The scepter was found at the scene of the crime. That is the unavoidable truth. Only the accused could have dropped it. This isn't looking good.
I feel so sorry for Luke.
He's so full of anger and despair that he can't think clearly. If only we had Athena to do a psychology, one of those psychology analysis things on him.
He said he can't forgive the witch. I understand how he feels.
Anyway, let's stop being so depressing. I need to find a way to calm Luke down, first of all. Okay. Now you were suspicious. Mr. Silkhat had a knife ready in his hand. If that's true, why is it pointing away from Maya? And over where the witch was in that one cutscene. No, I did not mean to do that. I meant to do... Objection! There's something very strange about that last statement. Yeah! Yeah!
I think not, Defender.
Huh?
If anything here is strange, I'd say it was you, Defender.
Well, what makes you say that?
Indeed, my lord. A baker-turned-defender clad in such an outlandish outfit is the very epitome of strange.
What's wrong with my outfit? The defense abstains from commenting on the Inquisition's fashion sense, Your Honor. I'm a friggin' idiot. Let's jump the gun and... No, shut up. Let's jump the gun and say it's her. Because she seems a little off. But no, we got... There was even a hint, I think, from Phoenix or something saying we need to calm him down. And it's like... No, we need to present the floor plan to frickin' Luke. Duh. Objection! Luke, you said you will only believe what you see with your own eyes? But what you think you saw may not be the whole truth.
Huh? What do you mean?
Take a close look at the sketch of the crime scene. At the time of the incident, Professor Layton and Maya were standing here. Now, we have learned from Miss Primstone's testimony which way the professor was facing. He was facing this way.
Oh!
You have testified that the professor confronted Maya face to face. But looking at the sketch of where they were standing, one thing is clear. There is a contradiction in your testimony.
What?
Whether they were facing each other or not is of no relevance whatsoever. They were the only ones in that room. One was the victim, thus the other must be the witch.
You've never heard of a disappearing act?
Objection!
Objection! I will ask you to wait before jumping to conclusions, Inquisitor. Think back to what Miss Primstone's testimony said. She told us that the professor was pointing a knife at someone threateningly. However, you can see in the sketch that he wasn't threatening Maya. So then, who was he pointing the knife at?
Hold it.
Luke, what is it?
The professor would never point a knife at anyone. I was the one who opened the door to that room, so I was the first witness, and I saw no knife. Miss Primstone's testimony is not reliable.
He just pointed that gun.
Oh, dearie me! Will you look at this child? Sputtering nonsense and talking badly of his elders!
Inquisitor Barnum. Yes, my lord. It should pose no difficulty to verify whether or not the victim had a knife. Please, cease this arguing and just tell me, did the victim have a knife or not? After all, that sparkling golden body of his has been found at the scene of the crime, has it not?
And the judge just pointing, like, just making fun of Barnum now. It's like, he is there, isn't he?
Indeed it has, my lord. Court attendants! You heard the judge! Bring the victim into the courtroom!
Seems like they're going to bring the golden statue.
Professor.
Look at that.
Did it get damaged in transit? No! And this is the part that I'm afraid of.
Professor! Professor!
So this is the power of the gold transmutation spell. Most spectacular. It looks like the work of the finest artisans! I assure you, it is not the work of no artisans, my lord. By the way, the missing arm has not yet been found.
Wait, what? What do you mean the arm hasn't been found? It fell right in the freaking cutscene!
I can't believe this! Professor!
I suppose we should add the victim to the evidence.
The poor professor, who, while searching for evidence, became evidence.
This is unfortunate. I thought the evidence would be as good as gold. But although it technically is, we are still no closer to discerning whether or not the victim was holding a knife.
Let me speak, please!
Maya,
The professor didn't have a knife, and also, there was another person in that room. The real witch was there too! Please believe me!
accused! Do I really need to warn you again? Inside the cage, you are to behave like a bird that has forgotten its song. Speak again, and you shall be punished. Or are you in a particular hurry to taste the flames of justice, little bird?
Objection!
But it's true that someone else could have been at the scene of the crime. Look at the sketch! The victim was facing towards someone, and that person wasn't Maya. Sir Blue Knight, your ignorance is no longer even a surprise.
What the hell are you talking about? You're basing things off baseless conjecture, and I can't base things off baseless conjecture? Seriously? Frickin' one-sided courtroom. Huh?
You do not know what transpired at the crime scene. You think this man was pointing at another person, you say? Let me tell you this. Nearly everyone in this court, other than you, knows what Sir Blue Hat was pointing at.
You do realize that I was
At the freak crime scene too.
What?
Well, honorable witnesses, is that not so? I am mere Paunchenbog the First. Love me some gossip and stories of the occult.
Wait, what? Elusive like mist, the magical beast, its chilling breath brings about death. That didn't even rhyme!
Oh, dearie, dearie me. You could use some education, Blue Knight. I can offer you private tuition, but it will not come cheap.
You sound like a witch.
If the professor wasn't confronting Maya...
Witnesses, you will now testify. Tell us about this other presence at the crime scene.
Wow, he looks drunk. Or are you about to die from drinking poison?
We all know what happened to that alchemist, so this case is no mystery.
Same place, same magic trick. This time her luck ran out and she dropped that magic scepter.
The truth obscured by a twisted ruse, the witch couldn't vanish, but did confuse. See, that's rhyming. That other one was just plain mockery.
It happened because the professor unraveled the mystery behind all these witches.
The same magic trick was used?
They are referring to an incident from 3 months ago. Much like this incident, a man lost his life to witchcraft in that very room. It was the master of that residence, Sir Newton Belduke, the alchemist. He suffered death by strangulation. Finger marks were left on his neck.
So wait, he didn't die from magic, but died from being strangled? This could be not even a witch!
He unlocked himself in his study, and the key was still in his pocket. In other words, no one could have entered that room.
Oh, and so that's why Phoenix was like, Theo, or Phoenix or Maya, one of them, was talking about it being the old, that one trick that they talked about. It was in Dual Destiny's second case. I can't remember the name of it though. Someone's probably gonna say it in the comments though. The perpetrator disappeared from a locked room, just like in this case.
A large amount of powdered medicine was split all over the spilt all over the floor.
Powdered medicine?
Sir Belduke was an alchemist. He possessed various medicinal concoctions. Due to the presence of that powder, had anyone entered that room, clear footprints would have remained. Yet, there were none.
That's the kind of mystery that the professor would have loved to have solved.
Thus, there were 2 unnatural circumstances to Sir Belduke's death: the culprit's disappearance from a locked room, and the fact that they appeared not to have walked on the floor. It's almost as if they flew away.
In other words, it could have been the Demire magic that was used in my case the other day.
Seems like the killer levitated above the floor, strangled Belduke, and vanished into thin air. But what does that have to do with this trial?
It has been 3 months since that murder. Despite that, we still haven't been able to find the witch responsible. But now, having eluded us for so long, that witch has finally been brought before this court. We will have justice.
Seriously. This is freaking stupid. What? No way. He thinks that Maya killed the alchemist too? Is he insane? We weren't even we weren't even here back then. But it's not like I can explain that to him.
Well then, why don't you interrogate the witnesses? Now that you are aware of the connection between the 2 murders.
Objection! You can't be serious. 3 months ago, we weren't even...
Defender, you may interrogate the witnesses.
Did my objection just get ignored? What, if I speak about us not being here 3 months ago, does it just sound like...
May their testimonies lead us to the truth.